my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s, working very hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health, and today's video is going to be a financial health check-in. Before we get started, I don't know what's going on. Again, my computer is being super laggy. It's driving me crazy. I've been trying to fix it. I don't know why it's doing it. I'm going to have a computer guy look at my computer. And by a computer guy, I mean Nathan. Because it's driving me bonkers. And I don't know what it is. I've looked in to see what's running, and it doesn't look like anything is running to take up my CPU except for like Windows and the program I'm using. I've restarted it. I have turned it off and turned it back on again. I've done all the stuff that I know how to do, which isn't much. That's basically the list of things I know how to do. I've looked for updates, which it is installing an update, so maybe that will fix whatever is wrong. I don't know. All I know is I'm sorry it's laggy. So again, like I did like a couple of weeks ago, I'm not going to leave this picture of me big because it's driving me crazy to see this lag, and I'm sure it's driving you crazy to see this lag. So I'm going to cut to where I just finished up my savings challenges, y'all. We just finished them up. So let's cut to that, and when I come back, I will be up in that corner over there, and it will be smaller and hopefully less distracting of how laggy it is. Okay, friends, here we go with the last 3 savings boxes. Okay, so we're just going to do this one, and then I guess we'll figure out what my savings total was. So this one is $14. Oh my goodness, I forgot to pull up my calculator, so let's hope I can do this math in my head today. It's earlier than normal. It's only like 7 o'clock. And $9, so far so good. That's $23. And $30. I can do that math in my head. So I am going to save a total of $30 for my Valentine's Savings Challenge, which I don't have my YNAB pulled up. And I know that you're about to see this, but it's going to be like another 15 minutes for me. So I'm really, really curious to see what that brings my savings total to. So that is its total of $200 for this Mystery Valentine's Savings Challenge, which is almost exactly what I think I needed for my massage, because it was $167 for the massage, and then they're going to tack on an 18% gratuity. So it's just going to be about $200. So this was the perfect challenge to do to save for my massage. So I'm super excited. Okay, I'm going to drop this back into my bucket, and we are going to don't really have to roll, though. I did get the dice out last night, so I didn't have to dig for it this morning in anticipation, and then I was like, oh, but I only have 2 left. So just for fun, let's see if I can roll a 5 or a 6, but really, I'm going to save $11, so I'm going to save $41 today. But let's see if we can roll a 5 or a 6. I haven't had much luck rolling 5s or 6s. No, because that's why there's are left. No. Oh, look, I got a 6. I guess I'll save $6. I mean, we rolled a 3 and a 2, right? That's 5. Oh, look, a 5. Okay, we'll save the 5 and the 6. So we just finished off these 2 savings challenges. Those are the only 2 savings challenges I'm going to do. We finish them off next Friday. I'm not going to be doing any savings challenge scratch-offs or rolling because these are done, and next Friday is the day. It's like 2 days before my cruise. So I wanted to make sure I got these all finished up in time before I went on my cruise. And then I think what I'm going to plan to do is start this one for my for the payoff. So I think I might start doing savings challenge for extra payoff instead of for savings for fun. I mean, it's fun, but like extra payoff. I'm not sure, but that one definitely for payoff. And then we'll see. We'll just see the other ones. All right, let's get back to the budget. So $41 going into my savings challenges today. And honestly, we don't have a lot to do in the budget. It's a very slow bill week. I only have 1 bill. So all I have to budget out is the $796.37 that you see at the top here. So if you are new, the app that I use to do my budgeting is called YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. And drinking out of my YNAB mug this morning because my awesome mug that my friend made me for my Good Midlife Crisis logo. That one's in the dishwasher. So this one is the mug that is being used today. I really have like everybody else do this. I have a closet full of mugs and I use like these two mugs, and those are the only two mugs I use. And I just alternate. I use one for like 2 days and then I use the other one for like 2 days. And it just depends. It's a toss up which one you're gonna get. This is the one you get today. And my yummy, yummy coffee. Because coffee is the best. Anyway, so what I do is I get paid bi-weekly, which is an every other week paycheck for, I'm sure most people are familiar, but just in case you're not, that means I get paid every other week. I used to be paid bi-monthly, which meant I think I was paid on the 15th and the 30th. So it didn't matter, or the 15th and the last day of the month. I can't remember exactly the days because it's been a couple of years. So now that I'm paid bi-weekly instead of bi-monthly, some months I get an extra paycheck. This is one of those months. It's for this budget, since my last paycheck of the month comes on the 31st, and that's like basically April. I'm just budgeting that paycheck into April, so really it's more like April has an extra paycheck, not in March, not March. But anyway, I pay bi-weekly, but I budget weekly, and that was a decision that I made a few months ago just because it worked better mentally for me. I know it was hard to get it to work for me. But the way I've ended up doing it is I give myself an allotted amount to spend for these first couple of categories every single week. So for dining out, groceries, fun, money, and occasional expenses, every single week I give myself a certain amount, and I will budget that out. And then there are the bills that I cover. So my budgeting week goes from Friday through Thursday because I'm paid on Fridays. So this week will go from today, the 10th, through next Thursday, the 16th. So I have to make sure that I cover all of the bills that are going to hit my accounts between today and next Thursday. So for me, for this week, there's only one bill that I have to cover, and that is my OneDrive account. That is my Microsoft Office 360 subscription, and it also gets me extra terabyte of storage on OneDrive, which I use. I have all of my documents and photos and everything saved to that OneDrive. Everything auto backs up to that. So that's important for me to have that storage. And I also do use my Office subscription because I am an Office nerd. I love all things, not just Office, but like also like pens and whatnot. I love the stuff, post-it notes and highlighters and markers and notebooks, and I love all that stuff. It's a problem, and I have worked very hard to cut back on all the stuff that I have. But anyway, I love that stuff. So that is the one bill that will hit this week, and then I have my four that I'm going to fill my top four here that I fill every for my weekly expenses, and then my savings challenges, and that is all I have. Anything that is left from week to week, I have a category at the bottom of my budget that I roll into next week's budget. So with a zero-based budget, the goal is to give every dollar a job, and that is whether you use the Dave Ramsey, whatever, Every Dollar, I think is the name of his app, or Mint. Actually, I don't know that Mint, I think Mint is more of a tracking than a budgeting system. I've never used it, but YNAB or an Excel spreadsheet, or however you're doing budgeting. If you're doing a zero-based budget, or the Budget by Paycheck Budget Mom, like this is the book I use to plan out my budgets. However you're doing a zero-based budget, the goal is to give every single dollar that you have a job and not just leave it sitting there. So the job that I give, the extra money that I have, is to go into next week's budget. And again, that is because I am a bi-weekly paycheck person. So if I don't roll money over, I won't have any money on the weeks that I don't have a paycheck. So I have to roll it over. And I don't want to budget it out 2 weeks at a time because, and I've explained this before, but for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. I'm sorry my video was laggy. I promise it's not normally like that. I'm going to get that looked at. My roommate is a computer guy, so he can look at that for me. But anyway, the reason I started doing that is mentally for me, instead of doing $50 a week when I got paid, if there were 2 weeks in between and I gave myself $100 a week, I would go out over a weekend and spend that $100 because and I would still be within the budget, but then I would have 2 weeks where I couldn't go out to eat because I didn't have any money. And yes, I did that to myself and I didn't go over the budget, but I didn't have any money, and I would not be able to go out to eat for 2 weeks. And that's a long time for me to not be able to go out to eat because I work from home. And so I just sit here all day long. And for me to go out once or twice a week for a meal is, I just need to get out of the house. If I'm going out to meet a friend or going out to pick up dinner and go eat at a friend's house, it's nice to just get out of the house at least once a week, or twice a week. And I would not have any money to do that because I would just go out Friday night and then Saturday and then after church on Sunday, and then I would have no more money, and that would be it. It would be gone. But I found that if I gave myself $50 a week instead of $100 for 2 weeks, I could make it last longer. And so, and the same thing for groceries. If I gave myself $75 a week instead of $150 for 2 weeks, I could make it last longer. It works better for my brain that way. I know that is not how everybody else works. And the best thing about personal budgeting, personal financing, is that it is personal and you can make it work for you, no matter what the big wig whose name starts with a D says. I don't care what he says. You have to make it work for you, because if you don't, it's not going to work. I spent 20 years trying to figure out how to do it his way and getting myself deeper and deeper into debt and thinking it just wasn't for me. Turns out his way wasn't for me. My way is for me and it works for me. You just need to figure out how it works for you. I'm not saying his way is not good. His way obviously works for a lot of people. It just doesn't work for me. And it probably doesn't work for you, which is probably why you're here. And that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means his way isn't right for you. Anyway, didn't mean to go off on that spiel. Sorry. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this money, which is a combination of my rollover from last week and then like just a couple of dollars of cash back from my credit cards, because I do use credit cards, and thanks to this app, I am able to use them responsibly and pay them off every week. So if you notice, I have a bunch of cards here. I do have a couple that have balances. These are all no interest. Every single balance that you see here is a no interest balance. So my Best Buy is the card that I put my laptop on, which is why it's super frustrating that oh, I haven't reconciled this account, but that it is acting up because it is less than a year old. Excuse me, but this is a no interest financing. I am paying $130 every single month. It will be paid off by June, by the time the no interest financing is over. And so that is a decision that I made. My Walmart is at zero. I had charged some windshield wipers that I had paid for my mom, but I made that payment yesterday. Every week I try to go in and pay my cards off. This one I paid off last week. This one I paid off yesterday. This one I paid off yesterday. This one I haven't used because I don't have a Sam's Club membership anymore. This one I haven't used in like a year. I'm surprised they haven't closed that card on me. Capital One I paid yesterday. Like every time I charge something to my card, I pay that card off by the end of the week. Sometimes I let it go 2 weeks, but normally I pay it off by the end of the week. The one exception, again, is the cards that I have the zero interest financing on. And that would be my Mattress Firm, which is the purple mattress that I purchased. This is a new charge, which is why it's so high. And then my Capital One, which is the card that all of my purchases related to my cruise are on. And this one, I am going to be getting a credit for well, I also did a couple of Uber One things on here because I got a free Uber One membership with them, so that's the card they have on file. But those I do actually pay for. Like I made a payment for that. I'm getting a credit back for the dog sitter because it ends up that Nathan's dad is going to come stay with the dog, so I don't have to pay for a dog sitter. So that's like $650 I'm going to be getting back for that. But anyway, other than with this card is also interest free. So I don't like to see the reconciled transactions. So this card is interest free, this is interest free, and this is interest free, and they will all be paid off by the time the interest accrues. Actually, Best Buy will be paid off before the interest accrues, and Saver Capital One will be paid off before the interest accrues, and Mattress Firm, the interest will never accrue. This is interest free for the life of the loan. I did not know this was a card when I opened it. I was approved for the mattress, and I thought it was just a line of credit for the bed. Oh, hang on, sorry. because I'm doing the update now. My computer wants to restart. Um, Sorry about that. Anyway, it's because I was approved for the bed and the mattress, and I didn't realize it was a card until they like sent me the bed, and then I got the statement for the financing, and I was like, oh, I didn't want a card. I thought it was just 0% financing, but whatever. Never gonna use that card to put anything else on it. So, like, how often do you need a mattress? How many mattresses do you need? Anyway, so, but everything else, I use my cards to make my payments. And then oh, my budget is behind me. And then I pay them off at the end of the week, at the very latest, at the end of the month. What is happening? Oh my goodness, my computer is so delayed right now. And because I do that, my cards all give me cashback rewards. And it's not very much. Venmo, I normally get, because it's once a month, I normally get like 10-ish dollars. I think last month I got $16, which was high. And then PayPal and Capital One, things like that, I normally get like $1 or something a week. Like, it's not a lot of money, but I was gonna buy this stuff anyway. I use it to buy my groceries. I use it to buy my gas. I use it to buy my whatever I was gonna buy. I just use my card to pay for that, and then I pay that off at the end of the week, and then I get cash back for it. So this amount here is the rollover from last week and the cash back that I got from my cards. And I cannot stress this enough. If you are like Becky from a year ago or 2 years ago, do not use your credit cards to do this. Do not. If you cannot pay your cards off at the end of the week, that dollar is not worth the $45 of interest they are going to charge you. That $1 of cash back is not worth $45 or $50 or $100 of interest or whatever your interest rate is, and interest rates are going up. That is not worth the dollar cash back. I don't care what they're trying to convince you of. But if you can pay it back at the end of every week or at the end of every statement balance or however often, if you can pay your card off, then I don't see why you shouldn't take advantage of the cash back or the points or whatever it is you're using your card for. Disclaimer on that one. Okay, so I have 10 minutes. Okay, so every week I give myself $50 for dining out. I give myself $75 for groceries. I have no idea what just happened. Y'all, my computer is being so wonky. Plus 75. I give myself $10 for fun money. And I give myself $60 for ecclesial expenses. Ecclesial expenses are my church donation. I do $40 into the church donation and $20 to go out for lunch afterwards with people. And if anything is left over from that $20 in cash, I put it into my piggy bank, which I just did this morning. I have $4 left from last week, and I'll put it into my piggy bank. And this, by the way, is what I use to set my camera on to film my scratch off things. So that is also a multi-purpose tool in my life now that I have it. Lemonade canister, like a lemonade mix canister. That's all that's getting filled this week. The gas and on paycheck weeks, the pet expenses, household, and budgeting, those are only once a month. So I fill them at the beginning of the month, which was last week. That is all that is getting filled. I need to go down and put money into my OneDrive, which is the one bill that I have this week. OneDrive, and it is a $7.50 something cent bill. Oops, I skipped my bill section. Just completely skipped it. But I put $10 a month in here just because I also have my Instant Ink in here, and it doesn't charge me every month, but some months it does, and I just like to keep an extra couple of bucks. So I'm grandfathered into the $0 a month Instant Ink. Instant Ink is for Hewlett-Packard printers, and you only pay for the ink you use, and then they just send you more ink as you need it. Because I've had it for years, I don't pay for any ink, and if I only print 10 or fewer pages a month, I don't pay for it at all, and they just continue to ship me ink as I run low. If I go over 10 pages, I pay, or I think it's maybe 15 pages. I think it's 50. I think I get 15 pages for free. And if I go over that, I pay $1 for every 10 pages. So last week I did print extra pages because I printed out my monthly budget, and I printed out a monthly budget for a friend of mine that I was trying to help get set up on a budget. But normally I am going to start going over now that I'm printing out this monthly budget for the budget by paycheck by the budget mom. But I won't always hit the overage because it rolls over. So if I 15 pages of what's included, and then I pay the dollar for the extra 10, so I get 25 pages a month for $1. But then the next month I'll get the 15 plus whatever's left from that 10, and if I don't use that, it won't charge me anything. So I don't need a lot of money in here. I just want to keep a couple of extra bucks in here. So anyway, that's a lot of detail, but I know that some people really enjoy the detail, so I'm going to try to keep going into detail. So I feel like maybe I talk too much, but I've had people tell me even this week that they enjoy it. So I am glad you enjoy it. It makes me feel better that it helps you. And that is it. That is all I have to fill this week, other than the savings challenges that we just did. So this will finish off my savings challenge. My savings challenge is the budget with Ira that we just did $11 into. So there is, man, I wish I had that much money. I don't know what I just did. Oh, those were my fingers. So now I have $90 in my savings challenges, and then we just added $30 to the personal savings challenge. So that is $290 of money to take on my cruise with me, plus whatever I am going to take. I am going to sit down and force myself to do that cruise budget this weekend. It is daunting. It is hurting my brain to try to figure it out, so I have been putting it off. But my cruise is literally not this weekend, next weekend. I have got to get it done. I've got to have a budget. Like, I can't go on this cruise without a budget. So I've got to get it figured out. And so look for that video coming out probably in the next week. I can't promise I'll get it up for you this weekend, but I am going to work on that budget this weekend, and I'll have that video out for you in the next week before I go on the cruise, because I need it before I go on the cruise. Anyway. This $200 is for my massage that I have already booked, and this savings challenge is just for extra spending money. This was just for funsies. And that is it, y'all. That's it. So this $550.37 I am going to put down here to go into week 3. 37. And so all of my money has a job. Nothing is left over here to be assigned. This I shrink down. I can't see it. It's not there. It has a job. It has been assigned. And now I can go about my week. If I can figure out how to use my mouse, I can go about my week. And I know that I have $56 to go out and eat some food with. I have $77 to go grocery shopping with, which I need to get some food for Nathan's dad and to figure out what he likes to eat so I can have some food in the house for him. It's also next Friday, a week from today, is Troy Patrick's Day. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I lost a friend named Troy. He loved monkeys, which is why I have the monkey here. I lost a friend named Troy a few years ago, and he was very Irish. And so every year, instead of St. Patrick's Day, we celebrate Troy Patrick's Day. And so I'm going to be celebrating Troy Patrick's Day next Friday. So I need to go get some stuff for that. So that's going to be my grocery budget. But I don't really need a lot of food because we're fixing to go out of town. I don't want to really stock up on a lot of stuff. Fun money, I don't really have anything fun. I want to go to Sherwood, which is the Renaissance Fair, but I don't know if I'm going to get to do that before or after the cruise. So we'll just have to see. But that definitely will dip into my fun money, and then the ecclesial expenses will go to my church. Okay. It is 7:55, and I have to be to work at 8. So I guess I will call this here, and I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are enjoying this content, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you are interested in trying out this app, there is a link in the description, and you will get 34 days for free. If you like it and sign up, you'll get an additional 30 days for free. So, I think that's all I have, and that's definitely all the time I have. So I love you. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day wherever you are. I will talk to you later. Bye.